Let me take you through a quick tutorial for using Blackboard. Some of you may be new to Blackboard, so let's take a look. We'll go through a course that I previously taught, so I have a lot of stuff set up there, and we can take a look at how you find the different assignments, syllabus, etc. Okay, you begin by typing in the Blackboard address, which is https://bbprod.stjohns.edu. Now that'll be provided from St. John's Central. So let me log in here. Alright, my login username is moyr. So you'll type in the password, and the password you use is the password that you use in logging into check your grades and stuff. So what'll come up here is a list of the different courses you're taking. Now for me, there are a bunch of courses I've taught. There are also courses I've taken, but let me go to a course I taught last semester, or actually depending on when you're viewing this, in the spring of 2012, and I'll go to Fundamentals of Capital and Money Markets. And the way I'll set it up is when you open that page, there will be an announcement. You can see that I have 13 weeks worth of announcements, and scroll down, and in the first announcement I'll welcome you to Blackboard, give you some ideas of what we're going to do, tell you about the discussion board, etc. And on a week-to-week basis, I will continue to post those. I could delete those. I like to leave them up so you can look back and see what was covered previously. But, each professor will handle that differently. Okay, let me get to the top of the page here. On the left-hand side, you'll notice, actually, let me turn the edit mode off so you have exactly the same view that you'll have. So when I had the edit mode on, I was in instructor's mode, and it looked a little different. But you'll notice on the left-hand side, there are a bunch of different things. Okay, usually where you're going to go, the places you're going to go are content. You click on content. I have a bunch of folders set up. Syllabus and course expectations, so you can click those on. You can check those out. You can click on the syllabus, and the syllabus comes up, etc. It's nice because if you lose the syllabus, it's always here. We can go back, and there's other information I've posted up here, and you can read all of those files. We can go back to where we were. Assignments. I'll have a folder for assignments, so you'll click those on, and we'll have one for each week or each unit, and you can click that on, and it will tell you what you're supposed to do, and you can go into that. Let me go down a few weeks later in the course, let's say Unit 11, and there are things like questions. Right here, there's something that says Unit 11 questions. Submit Unit 11 questions here. So you'll click this on, and you can upload your file, or you can paste in your information here. I would prefer that you leave it in a Word or an Excel file. It's easier for me to look at, edit, and then send it back to you so you can view it. Now, if you're late on the assignment, when I set up this assignment, I did not put a due date. But if I do, this will disappear. So you won't know where to submit your assignment to. Other professors probably do the same thing. So if you've not handed it in on time, there's no place to hand it in. We know you handed it in late. A couple of the other places you're likely to go, so that's some of the information here, and there are other things, other folders for instructor's manual, PowerPoint slides, tests, other things that I will set up. Other places you're likely to go, the discussion board. We'll have discussions here. A question will be posted. People will respond. You can then respond to other people's questions. For example, here was a little story, a little icebreaker story. So you click that on, and here's the story. And I started the story, and I tell you a little bit about the story, and you're supposed to continue with the story. And then the next person responds to that. So they say reply, and then they're able to type in a message, and you can read the story, and they keep responding. And we're not always going to do a story. In other cases, we're going to have questions from a reading assignment, something maybe perhaps from the Wall Street Journal that might be interesting, and people will post up responses. Now, how do you do that? Hit discussion board. You can create a thread. Creating a thread means these students all created a thread. These are new assignments that are new posts. So if I put create a thread, I could give it a title, and then I would put my comments. I thought that article was wrong because, and then I would submit. Other people could respond to my post, or they can create their own thread. Okay, I think I showed you how to respond to someone's thread. You click on someone's response here, and then you can click reply. So that's how you would reply to a post. You can produce your own post. You can also reply to someone else's post. Okay, you also go to the message center, where you can find, you have an inbox, and you'll have messages that people sent you, and you can send me messages from there. So if you wanted to create a message, you can send it to, I don't know if you can send it to everybody in the class. I believe you can, but you can send it to me, particular people. You can send it to everybody. Okay, and then you'll type in as you normally would for email. There are groups. Okay, if I set up group assignments, groups will be listed, and in this case I have 4 groups, and there's a list of the people who are in the group, and you can post things. There's a wiki where you can write something and edit what someone else wrote. You can have your group discussion board. I don't know if anything's posted here, etc., etc. So there's a whole lot of things you can do, but that's a basic look at Blackboard. The big things you'll want to look at are the content folder, the discussion board, and the messages. You can also check your grades. Now I can click on my grades, but nothing comes up because I'm the instructor. But in your case, it will tell you what your grade is for an assignment. I also write comments, and oftentimes I will send them back to you, giving you a chance to revise and to to improve your grade. So that's a quick look at Blackboard, and I think as you use it, you'll find it's not particularly difficult to use.